So hello and welcome to all of you who are joining us today for the Health and You Community Wellness Series. I am Dr. Sohaila Chima, the Assistant Dean at the Institute for Population Health here at Weill Cornell Medicine-Qatar and also a faculty member. So I would like to extend a very warm welcome to all of you from the Institute for Population Health and wherever you are joining us from. We are very excited to come back again. We have a wonderful speaker today. So just before we start the session, as you know, the overall goal of the series is really to create community awareness about health and disease. The ultimate objective is really to enhance self-care, reduce suffering, improve quality of life, and increase healthy longevity. So just some housekeeping rules before we start. Your cameras and microphones are turned off. You can use the question and answer feature to type questions, comments. Questions will be addressed at the end of the session, and this is not a CME CPD activity, so no certificates of attendance will be issued. So here is our speaker for today, Dr. Fatimah Isa. And she's going to be talking to us about demystifying lasting behavior change. Live your life with success in mind. Now, the session will discuss several key aspects which influence human behavior, and you will learn some practical tips to help yourself, your colleagues, family, friends, and anybody else who wants to make behavior change to lead a healthy life. So really, really excited to have Fatimah with us. And to introduce Fatimah, Dr. Fatimah Isa, she's an Associate Director for Clinical and Faculty Affairs and an Instructor of Psychology in Medicine. She's certified MBTI analyst and brain health coach. People development has been her passion throughout her entire career. Over the past 25 years, Dr. Isa has worked with people from diverse backgrounds as a life coach. In addition, she has delivered a wide range of workshops with a holistic approach to help people unleash their potentials. Dr. Isa's area of expertise include emotional intelligence, self-efficacy, transformational leadership, and neurosemantics. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Fatimah Isa. Dr. Isa, over to you.
Assalamualaikum. Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to talk to you about behavior tonight. So I'm sure that many of you have some unique experiences adapting to the new lifestyles during pandemic. Some behavior change could be easy. Some behavior change could be more difficult. So let's see what's behind the scene of changing our behavior. Okay, so the objective of today, I will explain some key aspects influencing human behavior. Why I said some key aspects only? Because behavior can be seen from multiple perspectives. For example, behaviorism, social learning theory. There are so many examples actually in our daily life. For example, I heard that in the United States, nowadays, if you go and get vaccinated, you receive $50, $100. Depends on the state, but you receive some rewards. And you also, if you're not fully vaccinated, you won't be allowed to fly or dining out or even come to work. So this is really the principle of rewards and punishment according to behavioral theory. Another example is social learning theory. This one is very easy to explain because, you know, children look at their parents, right? If they have parents who really washing hands frequently, keeping distance, putting on masks, so they become their model, role model, and they learn new behavior from watching their role models. Well, it's 1,000 examples, so I will just this time, in the interest of time, I'm just focusing on cognitive and behavior approach. This approach look at human being as an individuals who has their own power to change. So this is saying we all have power to change. The next objective, I'm going to discuss how we create the map of our world. This is about how we create our reality. And last but not least, to summarize all the contents that I'm going to discuss tonight, I will define the psychology of success to conclude the session. Now, I need to make a statement at the beginning that I'm not going to use psychology jargon, but please bear in mind that when I talk about conscious, unconscious mind, well, this is not about you have to pass out and becoming unconscious, okay? Conscious is about focus, your awareness of about what you are aware of, while unconscious mind is the rest. To explain a little bit more about conscious unconscious mind, Csikszentmihalyi is a famous Hungarian-American psychologist. In his seminal work called Flow in 1996, he introduced the concept of perception is projections. So according to him, we are bombarded by 2 million bits per second of information, but our brain cannot process everything at the same time. It's only 134 bits per second of information at one time. Or in other words, Dr. Miller, another famous psychologist from Harvard University, he said it's only 7 plus minus 2 chunks of information at one time. So you can see how small is our conscious mind. And another reason why do we have to learn about unconscious mind? Because learning new behavior can be happening at conscious or unconscious levels. But in order to make it as a habit, developing habit, it's at the unconscious level. Now, principle of success. Everybody knows that to achieve goal, you need to do something, right? For example, if you want to win a marathon, then you have to run, keep running. But how to make this person keep running? You got to make sure that the goals are aligned with your values. Okay, let's do a small exercise, quick one. Can you think of one of your goals which is most important to you? Just one. Write on the paper or type on your iPad, laptop. Just pick one. The most important goal. All right. Now, let's answer this question. If you obtain it, what would that give to you? If you obtain that particular goal, what would that give to you? You can make a list. Now let's do test question. If you don't have it, then what would happen to you? Did you get them answer? So looking at your answers, how is that goal important to you then? I have an interesting example. It's a conversation between doctor and patient. So this one doctor says, well, if you fully recover, what would you get? If you can fully recover, what would that give to you? So the patient says, oh, I can get back to my hobby. I can go travel. I can do many more activities with my kids. The doctor asked again, anything else? The patient, after a while, he said, well, by the way, that means I need to go back full-time at work, and have more responsibility. You see the secondary gain? If this patient's value is not really about performing at work or becoming a good performing manager or performing leader, then it is unlikely that this patient will follow his medication to get fully recovered. So this is a coaching conversation, coaching questions that you can apply to your kids, your wife, your husband, your colleague, who you want to change. Try these questions. Next, to make sustainable behavior, you also have to be clear with your goals. So you already have one goal in your mind, right? Use the same one. Close your eyes. And can you picture yourself achieve it? Can you feel the way you feel when you have it? If you can already feel excited or feel so nice, joy, happiness, then the goal will be captured by your unconscious mind, and it will help you stay focused with your goal. I like this American writer, Richard Bach. His quote says, no matter how qualified or deserving we are, we will never reach a better life until we can imagine it for ourselves and allow ourselves to have it. This is really reflecting how our mind works. Now, talking about motivation, do you tend to focus on consequence or focus on purpose? It's nothing wrong focusing on consequence, because this is very important when you want to get something done so quickly. For example, hurry up so you won't be late. However, this is how motivation works. Okay, so we put on our mask, we keep social distance, we frequently wash hands, right? Because we don't want to get the virus. Everywhere it says, in order to not get the virus, not to get the COVID-19, wash hands frequently. Putting on mask, don't forget. Okay, and keep social distance. But at some point, maybe we start to stop it. Because maybe we started to think, well, I'm okay, we didn't get the virus. And look at them, look at those people. They are okay too. And they don't put the mask. So we are okay. Now, at the beginning, our motivation works for what we don't want to get. But eventually, at some point, we need to focus on what we really do want. What we really do want. Long life, raising kids, be part of their life for a long time, seeing grandkids. What we really do want. So it's important to think about what we really do want. And I'll do another quick exercise, okay? Please follow my instruction. You follow my instruction exactly. Ready? So listen. Please do not think about blue elephant. I'm sure that many of you ended up picturing blue elephant, right? Because our mind doesn't process negatives. So next time, say it the way you want it. Don't say to the kids, don't touch it. Don't go there. Many times they ended up touching or they went there. So say it the way you want it. And I'm sure that you talk not only to other people, but you often talk to yourself. It can be out loud or it can be internal dialogue. But remember that internal dialogue is recorded by our unconscious mind. Think about the frequent phrase or words that you are saying to you. Oh, it's impossible. I don't have time. I'm always messing up. If you have any of these or all of them, you better change it to positive dialogue, because this negative one will lead to limiting belief in your unconscious mind, and it will influence your behavior. So back to the principle of success. We talk about to achieve the goal, we need to take action. We need to sustain our action until we achieve it. And don't forget to manage your state, because state influence your behavior. So this slide is actually showing the interconnection between mind and body. So when your physiology, if you have pain in your body, of course, you don't feel good, right? You don't feel fully happy. And it's vice versa. When you are feeling sad, anxious, or getting nervous, you're gonna have stomach pain, chest pain, can be shoulder pain. So it's interconnected. And remember that the map of your world is influencing your state. So perception is projection. So you see, you are bombarded by 2 million bits per second of information. And nowadays, scientists said, actually, it's 11 million bits per second of information. So huge information we are surrounded by. And our brain only processes 7 plus minus 2 chunk of information. And it's becoming our world or our reality. The good news from this slide is that perception is created by us. You see something and I see something. Our projection could be different. Our reality could be different because we have so many things different in our filters. Personality difference, values, beliefs may be different. Decision which lead to internal rules can be different. We use different language in our side. We have different memories. So all these filters affect how you created your reality. And remember, your reality influences your state, physiology, therefore behavior. So this is why mindfulness becoming so important. It's so popular now, I know, and there are a million ways to achieve mindfulness. I think mindfulness as an opportunity to remember that our perception is only a projection. So pause, take a pause and see how is your map of the world serving you? Because there are no unresourceful people, only unresourceful state. So you can manage your state You can repeat your behavior. You can have your own motivation. It's all from your internal process. In summary, psychology of success. So what is that? Meaning. Make sure that you have meaning of your goals. So if you want to change your colleague, your husband, your wife, your children, make sure that the goals become their goals. Yeah, so the behavior will sustain. And make sure that their goals are clear so they can focus. And last but not least, physiology and psychology of excellence. This is, of course, because if you don't have a healthy body and mind, how can you take action to achieve your important goals? I give you food for thought for tonight. So we cannot live alone. We all the time think about keeping good relationship with others, with company, with clients, with staff, team members, and other relationship. But the most important relationship is with yourself. Build rapport with yourself. Look for your filters and become familiar with your filters. Be mindful about your map of the world so that you can do behavior, the new behavior, old behavior, retain the good ones, and achieve whatever you want to achieve. So this is, I would say this is a secret how mind works. It's really conscious mind and unconscious mind is intertwined. They work together and influence in a huge way. Thank you. So this is it. You have a power. You have a power to change.
Any last thoughts, Dr. Isa, that you would like to share before we close the webinar for today?
In the interest of time, I could only share minimum tips, including the coaching conversation. So I really hope that you start with that conversation with the people who you love at home, children, spouse, and think about the goals, what we're gonna do beyond pandemic. And remember that you have the power to change.
Yeah, I think that's an excellent last tip, that you have the power to change. I think our mind and body is so powerful. We can do great things with it. So thank you everybody for joining us today. We started after a summer break. So thank you, Dr. Isa, for that wonderful session. And
thank you, everyone.